half year ago, Sergey called me. Hey, listen, I find a good place, Spain, Gandia. Good weather, all year. Good place for training, good beach, good food. Okay, maybe we try. Yeah, okay. We try. This is good. This is exercise I don't like. But this is exercise make me strong. Тяни, понял? Глюцами. 14?
Oleksandr, 50.
50. Last time was 40.
Last time 40.
Yeah. 50?
5-0.
5-0. Argumento.
But if you feel back, you can do the cluster. Okay.
Давай, мала, палай! We change every prepare, not all, but every my new camp we do new exercise and we do new work. Отлично. Lightweight. Lightweight.
I see your training as always. You're, one of the most disciplined fighters, if not the most disciplined, so that's why you're so great. But look, obviously there's a lot of talk about this next fight in Egypt at the pyramids. I think it's going to be a crazy spectacle against Rico Verhoeven. What are you expecting?
Listen, Mike, I'm not expecting because I training.
Usyk, we know that you've been fighting, the best of the best, for some years now. But this fight is more like a fun fight, as the people would say. How do you stay motivated, or how do you motivate yourself to going into this fight?
For me, it's a real fight.
Two-time undisputed heavyweight champion Usyk is set to make his long-awaited boxing return on May 23rd in Giza, Egypt, where he will defend his WBC title against kickboxing great Rico Verhoeven. You heard that right. Usyk is going to defend his title against a kickboxer who has fought in only one professional boxing fight so far. Verhoeven had his sole professional boxing match in 2014, winning by first-round knockout against Janos Finfera in Germany. Primarily known as the Glory Heavyweight Champion, Verhoeven is all set to return to boxing for a major matchup against Usyk for the WBC Heavyweight title under the shadow of the pyramids in Egypt. This is an unusual fight considering it's a mixed rules fight. What's more surprising, however, is that Usyk currently holds the WBA, WBC, and IBF belts, yet only the WBC belt is on the line for this matchup. Well, the Ukrainian boxer has been allowed by the WBC for a voluntary defense of its belt before taking on his mandatory challenger, Agit Kabayel. In a recent interview with Ring Magazine, Usyk revealed the reason behind the Verhoeven fight, calling it a real fight. He also talked about other fights he's interested in after this crossover fight.
Yes, Rico not a good boxer, but it's okay, fun fight, no problem. But I want a next fight with who winner, Daniel Dubois and maybe Wardley.
You've been dominating the division for some time now. How much longer would you say you have in the sport of boxing? How much more do you have to achieve?
3.
3 years.
Oh.
3 fights, 3 years.
No, not 3 years. Not 3 years. 3 fights.
Okay.
Yeah, three more fights. Will any of so you mentioned the winner of Wardley and Dubois, and many people, including on this show, have said whether or not he's ready, we are interested in you and Atama. Do you think Atama could be ready to fight you before you say goodbye?
No, I not wanna fight with Itauma because it's young guy. I not wanna break this guy. This guy like me.
What about Ajit Kabayel? Is he on your radar? Is he part of that hit list of your final 3 fights?
Listen, Rico, this is first. Second, it's who win.
Wardley or Dubois?
Wardley Dubois.
You can't see Dubois again,
Yeah,
though.
and third fight, it's my friend Greedy Belly Tyson Fury.
So Usyk has 3 massive fights on the cards, including a massive trilogy fight with Tyson Fury before retirement. He seems a bit hesitant about fighting the other younger heavyweights in the division, but is open to these fights if his team agrees to these interesting matchups.
I think boxing, I'll speak for myself. I would love to see you and Atama, you and Kabayel, because if you retired after beating the next wave of heavyweights too, you're not only one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters ever, but you're one of the greatest heavyweights ever. As much as you've accomplished at heavyweight in a short time, your resume is a little thin compared to the upper, Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis and Lennox Lewis and these kind of guys. But if you were to beat the next wave of heavyweights too in like 2 of your last 3 fights, then even at heavyweight, your name is up there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, listen. Okay, I think about your questions with my team. Maybe it's real. We'll see.
This is why everyone loves Usyk. Every fighter loves Usyk. Every fan loves Usyk. That's
He's going to take it under consideration.
That's right.
Definitely. Kabayel in German.
Usyk taking on and defeating the younger generation of boxers could make him the most legendary heavyweight boxing champion ever. The Ukrainian has fought and beaten almost every other top boxer in his division. After his victory over Daniel Dubois last year, Usyk is now taking on a new challenge. Rico Verhoeven, when asked about fighting at a spectacular setting near the pyramids of Giza, Usyk expressed his excitement, stating that it's been in his plans to fight at different locations around the world, and the Verhoeven fight provided the best opportunity.
Look, Alex, you've been in so many big fights at this point. You had 2 fights with Tyson Fury. You fought in a stadium in Poland. You sold out Wembley Stadium. What is it going to be like to fight at the pyramids of Egypt? I mean, to me, it's going to be a crazy experience.
Yes, listen, it's crazy experience. It's my collection. It's a different country when I have fight.
I mean, when you were first told about that, what was your reaction? Like, hey, Alexander, you're going to fight at the pyramids.
Oh, listen, I think, oh yes, it's a great idea because I never was Egypt, but it will be my first time.
Speaking of Verhoeven, he recently did an interview where he talked about how the fight with Usyk came to life. During the interview with Ariel Helwani, Verhoeven revealed that he was originally in talks with Anthony Joshua to fight in a boxing fight in February in Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, the fight couldn't materialize, and he and his team began negotiating a fight with undisputed heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk. Since Verhoeven is an undisputed kickboxing champion and Usyk is a heavyweight boxing title holder, this fight made perfect sense, and months of negotiations eventually resulted in the fight taking place at the pyramids.
Usyk.
That's quite interesting, actually. So, what happened was we got on the phone and we heard like, hey, the fight might happen, but AJ just needs some time to recover physically and mentally. Okay, so probably somewhere in March we'll hear more about it. Okay, no worries. Totally understand. Totally respect this whole situation. So we left that. I was still in Spain. So we came to the gym, and actually my trainer, my boxing trainer, Peter Fury, said like, "Hey, I was thinking, what about fighting Alexander Usyk?" Like, yeah, what about it? Like, yeah, why not? Isn't that an option? Like, I love the idea, but I don't know if that's an option. Let me check. So there was, I think, like a few days after the call we had, and I called them up. I said, like, I have an idea, or me and the team have we have an idea. I just wanted to check with you. Like, I've been undisputed champion for the last 12 years within my discipline. And Alexander Usyk has been the undisputed champion in cruiserweight and then came up and is the champion now, undefeated for a long time. So what about undisputed versus undisputed? And they said one thing. I love it.
Wow.
Okay. Let's do it. So they started talking to Alexander about the whole idea. He loved the idea. So they
Verhoeven was also asked about the WBC putting Usyk's belt on the line for this fight. He replied stating that he was initially excited to fight Usyk just for the exposure and the fame it would bring him, but the WBC later decided to create a special belt for this clash. He further stated that the WBC then decided to make this a sanctioned fight, meaning that Usyk would lose his belt if he lost this fight.
Initially, WBC said they would create a special belt, and then 2 days later they said, no, in fact, the belt will be on the line. What were you told?
No, they said, yeah, we want to do something, but we'll let you know, like, what it's going to be. If it's going to be for a title, if it's going to be for one title, if it's going to be for whatever. Like, so, like, yeah, let's see. I'm okay with just, like, facing Usyk. Just, and then they came like, hey, the WBC belt will be on the line because he has, like, a voluntary defense.
Yeah.
WBC has their I don't exactly know what they have, but they have like these certain rules or sanctions how they look at opponents if they're credible enough. So I guess the WBC looked at my credibility from a martial art standpoint as a kickboxer. And yeah, like I said, I've been dominating the sport of kickboxing, of course, for over a decade. So I guess, yeah, there was resume enough for them to sanction this as a WBC world title.
Verhoeven also shut down boxing fans' disagreements over the WBC, making this a sanctioned fight by putting Usyk's belt on the line. He believes the sport of boxing has grown far beyond just allowing natural boxers to fight sanctioned bouts. He pointed out the Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury fight, which had similar concerns but became a major spectacle among boxing and MMA fans alike. Verhoeven believes this fight will be equally successful and generate plenty of views.
Fans are like, oh, you know, this and that. What is your response to those people who say you shouldn't get a WBC title fight?
Totally understand. I totally understand because yeah, it's their sport. It's what they love and what they defend, of course. But I think we're in a totally different time than 5 or 10 years ago, and I think everything just keeps on developing, and it's such on a broader and bigger scale than it ever was. And especially if you look at it now, I remember the time like before we had the Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury fight. I saw a lot of like posts on social media of like, hey, boxing is dead, boxing is not out there anymore, this, that, blah, blah. But then His Excellency came and he put up the big fight versus Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury, and all eyes were on it. And I think that's when everything within the world of boxing became back to being relevant and as big as it is today. I think it's been a long time since it's been here. And why is that? Because I think His Excellency goes right when everybody's going left. So he's just thinking outside the box. And everybody wants to keep it in that exact box. But yeah, why not go outside the box? I love the idea.
Do you have any idea why the IBF or WBA belts that he holds aren't on the line as well?
No, sir. I have no clue.
Okay.
While Rico Verhoeven sees this as an exciting sanctioned fight between an undisputed kickboxing champion and an undisputed heavyweight boxing champion, many others see this as a smart business move by Usyk. The panel at TalkSport sees this fight as a pure business move on Usyk's part. At his age, Usyk has achieved everything there is to achieve at the heavyweight division. He has fought and beaten almost everyone in the top division of boxing, while the other stars in heavyweight boxing have had their own massive paydays with fights of such nature. Usyk now finally has his chance to make the big money by fighting such fights. Besides, he's only got a few more years in the sport, and the fight with Rico Verhoeven has come at the right moment for him.
Start with this topic. Oleksandr Usyk announced yesterday Oleksandr Usyk will defend his WBC World Boxing Council heavyweight title against Rico Verhoeven on May 23rd. Now, I've known Rico a long time. I've been to some of his fights. He's an incredible champion in kickboxing. He's reigned supreme for about 10 or 12 years undefeated. He's a brilliant fighter, very famous figure in Holland. Sparred famously behind the scenes with Tyson Fury. There was talk of them fighting at one point. But the big thing here is when they fight in the pyramids of Giza, the big question I've got to ask you is, would you have accepted someone from kickboxing fighting you for your world title while you were holding it, with him never having competed at that level?
Well, you've got to look at Oleksandr, what he's done. He's wiped the floor with everybody. He's established himself at the top there. So now you look at him and you'll think financially, will he be in a better position than Tyson Fury? No, not in my opinion. Anthony Joshua? No, not in my opinion. The big money fights aren't out there for him, so he's got to do something. He's got to put himself in a position where he's got to win, because he's proved he's top draw. So in this fight here, I think it creates interest, intrigue. I'm quite sure there's a healthy pay packet at the end of it. This is now business for him. This is now because he's thinking, I've proved it all to you, so I've got to make as much as I can. Because remember, the talk was Deontay Wilder for a short while, because he wants to get all the scalps. He wants to look at the biggest names out there with the least amount of risk, and you can't blame him.
Predicting the fight, the TalkSports panel sees this as an easy victory for Usyk. While Verhoeven is a kickboxing legend, Usyk is a heavyweight boxing legend himself. Besides, Usyk is focused and mentally prepared for this fight, and therefore shouldn't face any hiccups against the kickboxing icon.
He overlooked him.
Yeah.
If Usyk overlooks Rico Verhoeven, who's a dangerous fighter, how does it reflect on boxing?
It becomes the Wild West.
Well, it's always the Wild West.
It becomes the Wild West. But in all honesty, do you honestly think that Usyk is the same mental capacity of Tyson Fury?
So we're saying it's a 99% to 1% that he wins the fight.
Without a doubt. So for him to make a Tyson Fury mistake, which we all you hear the rumors of his preparation for it, is this guy's proved that I'm a different kettle of fish. That's not me. I'm different gravy. So that's probably more than likely not going to happen. But as I say, one punch changes everything. But I think this is a business move more than a show move.
British boxer Tom Aspinall, however, had a different prediction. The British pro boxer happens to be close friends with Rico Verhoeven, and he thinks the kickboxing champion is far bigger and stronger than Usyk. He also pointed out Usyk's age to be a factor in his decision to give Verhoeven a shot at winning this fight.
Listen, I've been training with Rico for the last 10 years, so I'm obviously pretty Rico biased. Rico's a good friend of mine. But he's a big man. He's had a lot of fights. Fair enough that it's fighting a different sport. But he can, like, if he hits him, it could be over. Do I think that Rico's a better boxer than Usyk? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that at all. But I think that he's getting wrote off, and he's definitely got a chance.
While Usyk might be fighting a kickboxing champion in a sanctioned fight, he's definitely not taking this fight lightly. He's training hard in the gym, and he recently dropped a shocker when he was spotted sharing the gym with none other than Anthony Joshua. The undisputed champion is helping Joshua get back to his feet after his devastating accident where he lost two of his friends and trainers.
За ногу заходиш. Good. One more.
In one of his interviews, Usyk unveiled a bold plan to help AJ get back on his feet and prepare to become an undisputed champion.
Usyk and Joshua, okay. Rematch 2022, okay. 2024-25, Anthony with Usyk training together. 2026-27, Anthony undisputed champion. Good idea. Usyk help. Oh, good. Signed.
Have you guys watched your fights back together? Have you helped him where he went wrong in those fights?
More not, but not here, but I think it's will for future.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know my mistake. I know mistake Anthony, but we work about this and we delete mistake in Anthony, delete mistake in my. That's.
It looks like Usyk has a lot on his plate right now. Not only is he preparing for the Rico Verhoeven fight set to take place in Giza, Egypt, he's also helping AJ make a stunning comeback. But what do you think of Usyk's latest career path? Do you think the Ukrainian legend is heading toward the end of his career? Can he beat Verhoeven in this upcoming fight in May? Who would you love to see him fight next? Let me know in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.